I'm Kamau and I'm the author of this Odale's Choice. For me, it is a very important occasion because it is almost now 50 years since I wrote the play. One afternoon in Ghana, in a little village called Salt Pond, where I had started a children's theater, believe it or not, this play took me about half an hour to write. It just came like that, and I wrote it out, handed it to the people who were involved, and it was being produced within a week of my writing it. So it means a great deal to me because here in Barbados, 50 years after, it is as if there is a re-emergence of Africa in Barbados. And what I saw the other night confirmed what I feel, that the African presence in this little England is much stronger and much more powerful than people believe. And Sonia and her team have proved that very much in the last few days.
This palaver not be good at all. It don't make no proper sense to me at all. At all. Nobody from this place is sweep their house the way them say this man is want them sweep. One say he leave up baking there for beast to bite it, bird to peck out the eyeball and for worm to chop it. This thing not be good at all. At all.
The role of Crayon, the way it was played here, what did you think of that interpretation? Wonderful. I mean, in our Crayon cries.
I, Crayon, have spoken. Who disturbs this place or approaches the body will die.
That was, I mean, there's very little, the only thing I would say, the criticism of the production, at the very beginning when the women come in onto the stage, and it is not clear what ritual they're performing. And it's very important that that is clear. They were kind of clumped up.
In space.
They were clumped up a lot. You see, the important thing is that either it is a kumina, or it is an ajua, or it is a kumfa, or it is a santeria, so that there's a certain pattern that goes with this kind of thing. And Odale, if she is going to be possessed, she has to be possessed in a circle, not in a square mass, right? So that she's revealed in that circle, isolated, and then her sister enters the circle to
stop.
To give her the news.
I recognize that because I felt that the space needed to be marked, and since you've seen it, I've made some changes
I'm sure.
that's heading in that direction. But your critique certainly helps, because one of my concerns was that she should be, that if she is possessed, certainly they would not just leave her alone. That there should be some protection from her, from the leaders of the group. They would have bunged her waist, they would have
bunged her head, and somebody would have had to be
holding her
until she went on the ground.
Then, like the first time when I had to scream. Like in the end, when Odale, when I tell her don't talk like that, and the first time Sonia was like, "You gotta scream," and I was like, "Scream? You mean like now?" I was like, "I can't get this here, dude." But I just like try to put everything, try to forget about everybody else and just get into character and do it. And the first night doing the ending scene, when she was telling me goodbye, when she was getting ready to go to her death, and I was like the morning ladies was the hand me like fanning and thing, and at one point I was looking up to the ceiling. And then all of a sudden the tears just start rolling down, and it was like, to me it was kind of like an out of body experience, because I was there telling myself, Janelle, what are you doing, girl? Like, where all these tears coming from? And then I really felt it when Rashida came and hugged me. I was like, I can't let you go along, use my twin sister. How you could do this? How you could just... I really felt it, and I mean, every night when I leave, when we go up the stairs singing, whenever I get out there, I got to connect back with Rashida, because
always
I just have a headache right after, because you know it really talks to me, my spirit, as in Janelle, not necessarily Licho. So then when I'm getting ready to leave,
your name is Janelle?
Janelle, yeah.
You know that means twin as well.
Oh my goodness. I think the roles got mixed up because the stubborn one is actually her, and I'm quite reserved in the sense.
You're more like Joe.
Right. So I think the roles got mixed up, but then when you actually play them, you realize that you did have that person inside of you. Because recently I realized anybody come and tell me anything and I do not agree, I would tell them no. And then they would be like, should have just told me no? Oh my God, because I have a really big problem saying no to people. I could hate you with a passion, and if you want my help, I would do it. But after playing Odale, I realized, no, I cannot allow people to treat me like that all the time. It's a bit too long for that. And this is where I really appreciated the play like that, because it showed me that I have a voice, and I have the ability to make a difference, that one person. So it brought us closer, it gave me that voice, and I have learned a lot from this experience on the direction of Sonia. It has been a big challenge and very long, and that struggle has shown me that Odale's choice, yes, her struggle in there was the outer body challenge out here.
Kamau, I just wanted to take this moment to appreciate you. I remember working on Barbados with the project. I was a choreographer at the time. Myself and Mary had done another part.
You were in Barbados?
No, I did choreography for it, but I didn't go to Trinidad with the group.
And it was one of those moments that everything came into universe. And there was also the moment of the eye in the storm, because there was a lot of stuff happening at that moment. And then I remember doing Return of the Source with Sonia, and her pushing me to act and dance. And how that was another one of those moments where everything aligned together, and then there was like an eye of the storm. And I'm reflecting now on this moment, and that we're in a process of revealing and pioneering and transition. And I think that it brings out the spirit of rebellion in me, it brings out the spirit of revolution in me. It makes me feel like an artist, and even in the midst of all the what seems to be turbulence, I don't feel alone. I remember telling a group of people that you know, I'm around a group of, in New York, I'm around a group of all these different people, all these different cultures. I'm the only African heritage person there. And I say, my name is John Hunt, and I'm here with my ancestors, you know. So that's how I feel when I'm doing your work, and I want to appreciate you for that.
That's right.
I'm John Hunt.
From doing the play Odale, sorry, my voice is kind of hoarse. From doing the play, I realized that if you read Oedipus and Antigone and the rest, one behind the other, you realize that the person Odale, she was brought up to believe in the gods. She was brought up to believe in certain traditions and certain ways of life. So when you go in terms of these schools in Barbados now, or in the world in general, you can't really, as Carol was saying, blame the children or the teachers or whatever, because like, but growing up, is like whatever you feed off of other people, right? So if I come to you and you tell me certain things, we don't go out to learn for ourselves or dig deeper. We take what we get on the surface and call it a day, and then we carry it on to our children. So then by the time it gets 5 years from now, the true meaning of what is there has gone already. And what they now know is surface, and the surface becomes so much more better to me than what it truly is. So Odale now believes in the gods because her father brought her up believing in the gods. So she knows that the gods are more superior, supposed to be superior to her uncle. So that's why she is so defiant and stubborn, hard-headed, because she knows that this is wrong. You're not supposed to leave the dead like that. You're supposed to bury them and respect them. So when the children now learn about this Africa, they don't know about the good things, because all they hear about is negative. They hear about the poverty, the poor, the uncivilized, etc. And that's what I was brought up on. So doing this play has shown me a different side to Africa. Yeah, you hear certain things on TV about the African dances and stuff, but that's all I know about. All I know about is African dances. I don't know about the traditions. The most all I would really know about is the oral tradition, is the songs and the dances. That's about it. And that's because my parents, that's all they were told about also. So then it's like a whole train. So that's why we as young children now need to go back and look for the history behind everything else, so that we can now recreate it and send it off to our children, so that they would actually know the true meaning and not only have the surfaces that we have. And that's what Odale's choice has taught me in this process.
What was also interesting is that for me, I love to research whatever I'm doing, and if I find out information and I research more and stuff like that, and I go back to my grandmother and I tell her certain things, is that attitude is so backwards, because they had that perception of what was A, B, and C, and they would like to go down as just A, B, and C. That when you come back and you tell, well, it's not that way, you know, they don't want to take it. You know, they're so comfortable, you know, in that sense of ignorance, so to speak, right?
It's a real serious problem.
Yeah, it's a real serious problem, you know, because they know the perception of what people think of Africa, and they send it down to their children, the children's children, and you come up hearing these things, but you tell them, no, it's not always like, it's not like that, you know, and they're like, no, it's true, I watch Hotel Rwanda.
The amount of love that I and the rest of the cast feel for you, I'm so touched by the whole experience, because sometimes you're very hungry and you wait long for the food. And when it comes, even if it's just a wait for it, it's so satisfying. When I did Return to the Source, I did Negus with the Pan-African Commission, and it was supposed to be an emancipation concert for all of the country. And then we did, and when I did Negus, I remember I was sending you something and you saying, well, Sonia Williams has something to offer. I got that back in the email. I kept the email till it turned to shreds. And then we did Return to the Source, and you were supposed to come and you didn't come, and I was so disappointed.
No, I didn't come. The ticket never arrived.
The ticket never arrived for you. I found out because I had no interaction with you to know what had happened. And I remember Margaret saw it, and she sent a note to you. And that's how I got word of what had happened.
Of course.
From Margaret. And then now this production, and you came, and we are so overjoyed to have you here. And that you take time to be with us.
And I mean, it means so much to me.
And talk to us, you know. And as John said, Ancestors is with us, because this show was put off many times. And I'll tell you something, each time it was put off, and I had to go to people and tell them it was put off, I felt bad. But each time it was put off, it grew.
You felt stronger.
It grew.
Good.
And more food came. More food came for us.
Right.
So that by the time we got there, we were ready. Because sometimes the journey, we want quick satisfaction now. In this society, we want everything to happen quickly. Right. We want to be quickly satisfied, fast food. But we often have to be fed slowly, and sometimes not fed at all. We often have to fast and wait for the right moment. So now we are fed, and we hope that you take some of our energy with you as well.
Indeed. Right.
Yeah? And maintain the contact so we can continue to do work together. Yeah? Because the work must be carried on.
Thank you.
Okay? Thank you.
And let me also say that thank you, that, I mean, you have such a treasure here with Sonia Williams. It's a miracle. I did not believe that such a person existed in Barbados. I did not know she was here until I discovered, I mean, when she did the source, I did not know she had done it. But when I began to see the traces of odale, I said, this is unusual. But I did not know, of course, until I got here, that it would be the ritual which I recognize. So thank you. And as I told the director today, I hope that you'll be here not just on a one thing, but they have to give you time, if you wish it, to plant and to grow, so that we can all shelter under your branches.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all.